Devin did pretty much all of practice today. We got in some 5-on-5, so it was a good day for Book.
As far as Grayson,
Same thing.
and Bo,
No, Bo was not a participant in practice.
well,
I apologize. He did 60 to 70% of practice. He didn't do the live.
okay. So with Devin and Grayson, as far as tomorrow, how do you see that playing out?
We'll meet here this afternoon, see how they're feeling coming off the practice, and again, it's always see how they respond. Tomorrow morning.
Looking at the last 4 minutes or so of the game, the other night, now you got ball, look at film. How would you assess how that went the last 4 minutes of the game?
Yeah, we need to be better. Find a way to get a stop or two, get a rebound or two. Offensively, execute a little bit better spacing, and always credit to them. Golden State did some things on both ends. They made a couple plays, and they were able to win. But I think there's some positives. You got to look at all 48 minutes, and got to look at the last 4 minutes, and even in the last 4, there's some positives.
When you look at those last few minutes in terms of the offensive execution, obviously with them trapping Red and Katie quite a bit, do you look at maybe putting Tyus on the ball a little bit more? Or did you like kind of the spacing and the looks that you were getting out of it?
A little bit of both. I think the ball in Brad and Kevin's hands at the end of the game is always going to be important for us, and Tyus' ability to make big shots and play off the ball has been a good thing for us. So. I think spacing-wise we could be a little bit better. Execution could be a little bit better, but where and how we use Tyus and everything. Well, he's certainly capable. I think we got to be able to do a little bit of everything, including what we did the other night.
And then with Royce, have they given you an indication yet in terms of the severity of that ankle?
He's had an image. I think overall it was positive. So. I think that's kind of been the extent of the information I've been given. That I think it was a good ankle sprain, but the image was I think as positive as could be possible.
Was he able to do anything today?
Royce, no.
When it comes to Memphis, what do you see about this team that's been trending upward in the past month?
I'm really way more focused on us tomorrow, or this afternoon, tonight. We'll start, getting reports and looking at scouting reports. And because of Taylor, I probably watch them a little bit more. I know, he does a great job as a coach and, offensively, defensively. But I don't have a lot to say on Memphis today. We'll start thinking about them tonight and tomorrow morning.
How much do you enjoy going up against coaches that have been part of your staff in the past, and especially with how many that you have throughout the league?
Yeah, it's a weird. I don't know if enjoy it is the right word, but there's always a sense of I think friendship and a shared journey, and to see guys reach that place, and then to compete against them. We probably competed in coaches meetings, argued about everything, and now we get to coach different teams and see whose argument's better. So there's a lot of appreciation for the journey that these guys have been through. That I've been a part of it for some of them, and just appreciate that.
Did you ever think that you were going to have a coaching tree like Pop?
I wasn't even sure I'd make it out of the video room. So no.
And speaking of the coaching fraternity, do you guys reach out and converse about what's happened? Things like Mike over in Sacramento, or even past situations with you in Milwaukee and Atlanta?
Yeah, no, I think there's a ton of communication between the head coaches, our coaches association, and so, yeah, Mike Brown and what happened with him is just, it's hard to understand, and, I feel for him, and I feel like he's done an amazing job. He's an amazing coach, amazing human, and just feels like very unfair. But Mike will be ready to go wherever he is next or whatever he does next, and he's an amazing coach.
Mike, what do you make of Grayson's play so far this year, and what he's going to be able to provide once he gets back in the the swing of things for you guys?
Yeah, I mean Grayson, when he's at his best, his shooting and ability to attack closeouts and make decisions on the backside of our offense has been, it's elite, and I think he's underappreciated as a defender, competitor. Gets his hands on rebounds, on loose balls, things like that. His ability to slip and read screens and. So he's just a good basketball player. So it'll be great, when he's back, and we look forward to that.
Grayson, obviously you've been out with the concussion protocol. If you went back and watched the actual play that you took the elbow in the back of the head?
I didn't see the play again. No.
So, but obviously, did you even sense he was even behind you?
Yeah, I knew he was behind me because I went to box him out. I think the ball came off the rim quick, and when I turned around, it was already up in the air. And that's when I got caught. I think when he was coming down with the ball, just back of the head, back of the ear, wherever it hit me back there.
How are you feeling right now?
I feel good now. No more concussion symptoms, nothing. Done a few days of ramp up through the 4 stages of concussion protocol, and it's all gone well, so I'm in a good spot now.
So you're looking to play tomorrow?
Hopefully, yeah.
What were kind of your symptoms
Just like fatigue, sleepiness, headache, motion sickness. Couldn't focus on anything for more than a little bit of a time. I didn't see stars when it happened, no. I got a concussion a few years ago. I got elbowed across the face, and I saw stars on that one. I think that one was a little bit worse. But just a few symptoms. They were kind of come and go. Got a little bit worse the more I did. So some good rest. I was actually able to do a little bit of work even on the first few days just to stay active a little bit. So it was good.
Curious, when you're out with injury, no matter what it is or how long it is, are you going through film even more so than when you're healthy and when you're active? And are you noticing things with the team that you kind of point out?
Yeah, I mean I've gone through a little bit of film, and then actually being out with a concussion, just wasn't the best for me to go out and watch the game live with lights and loud music. So watching the game on TV, just a full game live through, is actually, I think, good too, because it's different. I think you see the game differently when you're watching it on TV than live, full game, slow replays, everything. So I think that part of it was also good.
Grayson, what do you feel like you've done best just assessing your play this year?
I guess a little bit of everything. I think I could be shooting the ball better, but still shooting it pretty well. I think I'm driving the ball pretty well and finishing at the rim well offensively. Probably rebounding well. I think there's a lot of things that have just been kind of come and go for me, with playing a little bit, injury, playing a little bit, injury, playing a little bit, injury. So I'd like to get in a rhythm and do all those things well at the same time for the next 50 games, however many it is.
Has the added weight, or the weight that you put on, paid off in the way that you wanted it to so far?
Well, with the season starting and everything, right now I'm the same, maybe a pound or two less than I was at this point last year. So weight fluctuates a lot, especially when you're playing games. So I do feel stronger. I think being stronger helps. I feel that helping driving and defensively, but I don't have any extra weight to throw around right now.
You and Tyus both played for Memphis a while back before you got here. I mean, what do you notice about this team that's gone 13-4 over the past month?
They play really, really fast. They have multiple guys on the floor who drive the ball really well. A lot of their offense starts from getting drives and good penetration to try to collapse the defense and, kind of start their offense from there with shooting and respacing and driving on the backside. So they play a little bit different than most teams. Less pick and rolls, more drive, kick, space, and swing, that kind of game. But I think Memphis in general, it feels like the past 2 or 3 years they've had like a lot of injuries, and they've always plugged guys in, and it doesn't seem like they miss a beat. And I think that helps them as a team when they do have a full roster, that they have a bunch of guys that can just go and make plays. And if one guy needs to step up, like, they're always ready for it because they've done it before. So they're a really dangerous offensive team.
Do you feel like the injuries that this Suns team has had, that it's kind of not as bad, but kind of in a similar scenario as the Memphis Grizzlies were last year?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what theirs was, but we've had a bunch of tough injuries. I think for us, it feels like we've always like 1 or 2 guys at a time. I think they maybe had everybody at a time at once last year. Obviously, we would love to, like I said, have a healthy, consistent stretch, get in rhythm for like 50 straight games. That'd be great for us.
Grayson, you were talking about watching the games. What have you seen in these last 4 or 5 that have led to the results?
We had a couple games where like there's a very big difference in like the energy and feel of the game, and I don't remember which game, but the game 2 games ago and first 3 games ago, I think it was. Like 2 games ago, we got that win. Energy was great. Everyone was having fun, excited. Even when the game was close or through bad stretches, I thought J.O. and Ryan did a great job for our energy too. Like, it felt like they made plays to really bring some life into the whole group, but it just seemed like that game just looked, and I'm sure it felt different out there on the court than some of the other games, or especially the game before. So I think it's been big for those guys, even Oso included. Oso thinks he can talk a lot and be a leader. But no, those guys have brought really, really good energy, and it was noticeable 2 games ago. So I think that's a good trend for us to keep that going, that even when offensively you go through some lulls, like playing with that kind of energy, and you just fall into making a play that's helpful when you do that. Whether it's offensive rebound, something easy that gives the team a spark that might not be there on a normal night is huge to change the game.
Ryan, how would you assess the last 4 or 5 minutes of the last game and why it turned out the way it did?
I think there were a lot of positives. Like, a lot of stuff we worked on and we're working on now through our practice today. I think early in the game, kind of we talked about after the game, I think we were moving the ball really well, getting a lot of screens and rolls and getting our people going. I think we got a little stagnant at the end, which is we have 3 the greatest scorers, so I can see that, go get them the ball and go score. But that's stuff we can work on. Mixing both of that in. Getting to times where we can all get each other going and getting more actions that way. And then once we need to give it to Kevin or Brad or Book down the stretch, being able to come and do that.
When you look at the shooting percentages, the 3-ball, we've talked a lot about this, but how much does getting out there and being able to actually get up those reps in game make a difference? I know you shot 1 for 5.
I don't care. I shot 5 threes, man. I don't care if I shot 1 for 5. I'm gonna keep shooting them. It's good for me. Now it's getting to see those misses and getting that feel of when you're fatigued and when you keep shooting when you're fatigued. Make sure you have the same rep and mental space. So it's been great for me. Like I said, they've been giving me a lot of confidence to keep shooting no matter what's going on. Close game, blowout, make or miss, just keep getting them up.
I know you and J.O., you normally play and you provide those types of hustle plays, but how important has that been over this stretch where it feels like you guys have needed that kind of momentum boost?
Yeah, I think these past 3 or 4 games, we did a good job of having those hustle plays, diving on for loose balls, offensive rebounding. That's something we've been trying to emphasize on with us. Guarding the best offenders and taking those challenges, so us too can do that a lot. And I think we've seen it throughout the past 3 or 4 games. I know we didn't get the results of wins yet, but I think we went in the right step of that, just competing every possession for 48 minutes.
Do you think, given what you've shown in this stretch, that as this team gets healthier, deserving of continuing to get more time, or how do you kind of assess that?
Whatever Coach Blood gives me, Coach Blood gives me. I can't control what he says. I'm just gonna try to do what I can do on my part, just to come out and just play hard and play smart. That's probably my biggest thing throughout this whole thing. Control what I can control.
Sorry, more of a broad question, but about 30 games into your rookie season, like just what do you think are the biggest differences that stick out from the college game and the college practices?
Yeah, 30 games in college, my season's done. My season's done. I'm waiting for the off season. So a lot more games, a lot less practices, which I kind of enjoy. You know, we're playing basketball, so you know you get to go out and kind of the mental aspect of just like, you know, having a good game, having a good bad game, just being able to flush it and get ready for the next game. You don't have to sit on a game that you had 3 practices in between. You have to wait till next Saturday to play. You can play Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday play, which I love. So it's been great, and you know, just having all these great players and in the league, and just being able to pick their brains, not even on the team, away from the team, on different teams, and just, you know, building relationships and networking. It's been great.
Speaking of college, a couple months ago you spoke about your college coach Tony Bennett stepping down, you know, because of everything changing in college hoops with NIL, and then now Jim Larinaga over in Miami. You think that the coaching carousel is going to continue to speed up like the transfer portal?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different time. Different. I grew up with those, but not even Jim Larinaga, Coach Bennett, Roy Williams, Coach K. Like those coaches were the coaches that we all wanted to play for growing up, and now seeing how it's turning from generation. You know, younger coaches now stepping in. NIL, kids are going to be able to play the play. We're going to see a lot of different changes, a lot more in the portal, but, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of good balances between those.
How can you continue to make an impact like the way you are? What are you kind of focusing on continuing to do?
Doing the little things, you know, offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, defending, you know, hitting shots when I need to, making plays like that. Just trying to do little things for this team that you know we don't really have, or we're trying to improve on, and just, you know, being able just to be a smart guy for us.